Tope and Mark had been married for 4 years. Everyone who knew them said they were the kind of couple you prayed to become. They were kind, humble, and always ready to help others. People trusted them, and it wasn't because they were perfect. It was because they truly loved God and were committed to Him. They met in the university inside a crowded fellowship hall on a rainy Thursday evening. Mark was the fellowship president, always firm, always on time. Tope was the welfare secretary, quiet but full of heart. She brought food to sick members, packed chairs after fellowship, and handled people like family. They didn't fall in love. They grew into it through service, prayers, shared burdens, and laughter in between planning evangelism programs. After their wedding, they didn't slow down. They were still serving, still praying, still helping. Mark had a habit of waking Tope up for midnight prayers. Tope would smile, tie a scarf, and join him without complaining. No night should go without a voice lifted in this house. Mark would always say, 4 years into the marriage, they started thinking of growing the family. So they decided they needed a bigger place. Mark began working harder, meeting clients, pushing deals, trying to raise money to buy a new house. Their agents told them there was a deadline. If Mark didn't pay soon, the property would go to someone else. Mark took that personally. He wanted to give Tope the best. Then their 5th anniversary came, which was also Tope's birthday. She woke up smiling, expecting the usual forehead kiss, the whispered prayer, maybe even breakfast in bed. But the bed was empty. Mark had rushed out. He had a meeting. No note, no call, no text. Tope sat at the edge of the bed, confused. Maybe he was planning a surprise, she thought. But all day, nothing came. Not even a simple happy birthday over the phone. She just waited. Evening came. She cooked his favorite meal, ogbono soup with pounded yam, jollof rice and fried plantain on the side. She laid the table, cleaned the dining and sat, still waiting. God forbid if this man think I'm going to call him. He has to be the first person to call me. After all, he's the man of this house. 2 hours passed. Still, no Mark. By 10:30 p.m., she went to bed. Mark returned close to midnight. His shirt was stained with sweat. His shoulders looked tired. He walked in, dropped his keys, took off his shoes and went straight to the bedroom. He didn't check the kitchen. He didn't see the surprise cake on the counter. He didn't notice the 2 plates on the table or the card she had written by hand. He just collapsed on the bed and slept. Tope sat up and stared at him in the dark. Her heart was hot. Can you imagine? How can this man be asleep like that? She thought. No apology. No, oh, I'm sorry, baby, I missed dinner. Not even a happy birthday or happy anniversary. How can someone be so insensitive? Normally, she would have placed her hand on his chest and prayed quietly for him before sleeping. But that night, she rolled away from him. She said nothing, and she did not pray. Far away in a place no eyes could see, something shifted. In the kingdom of darkness, a gathering was called. Black figures with red eyes sat in a circle of smoke. One of them smiled and said, "Oh, they didn't pray tonight." Another laughed. "We've waited for this crack for years. They are too strong when they are together," a third said. "But tonight, she slept with bitterness in her heart. Bring the scroll." One of the spirits opened a dark scroll and read aloud. "Remember what the scripture said. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me." Psalm 66 verse 18. The others nodded. "Now is the time for us to strike. We are going to cast spells to make sure that they never see the danger that is coming ahead of them. For years, these two have been a threat to us. Every time we strike people with sickness, they go ahead and pray for them. Now is our turn to strike." They began to cast spells. Spells to weaken the couple's prayer life. Spells to make them too busy to notice. Spells to blind them from spiritual danger. Spells to turn their hearts against each other little by little. Then they planned something else. And you know what? They will need help very soon because they'll be too busy pursuing money and other material things. And then we will send a maid, one of ours. They laughed hysterically. The next morning, Tope woke up first. She stood up quietly, brushed her teeth, and entered the kitchen. She didn't bring up what happened the night before. She expected Mark to read her mind to know what had happened. Mark walked in later, still looking tired. He tried to smile. "Hey babe, are you good?" "Yeah, I'm fine, good morning," she said. He nodded. "Okay, I'll be back by 5. No problem, I'll see you then." No mention of yesterday, no talk about dinner, no talk about the anniversary. The day moved on. 2 days later, Tope was scrolling through her phone when she heard Mark's voice from the living room. He was leaving a voice note for someone. "Ah, Felix, happy birthday, bro. Happy and oh my goodness, it's also your anniversary. God bless your home. May the light of God continue to shine upon you and your amazing wife." Tope's heart froze. So he remembered another couple's birthday and anniversary, but not ours? Can you imagine? Not even my birthday. She didn't say anything. She stood up, entered into another bedroom and closed the door slowly. But something inside her heart closed too. Tope became very busy. Her real estate firm had started doing well. Clients were coming, properties were moving fast. There were proposals to send, meetings to attend, and calls that never stopped ringing. She would wake up early, check her emails, get dressed, and rush out. There were days she came home too tired to cook. Sometimes she entered the kitchen, opened the fridge, then quietly closed it and go straight to bed. The house didn't look like it used to. Dishes stayed longer in the sink. Clothes were piled in baskets. Mark didn't complain loudly, but Tope knew he noticed. He liked things neat, everything in place, everything smelling fresh. One evening, as she folded laundry on the couch, she said, Mark, I've been thinking. He looked up from his phone. About what? I think we need a maid. He nodded slowly. You're tired? I'm just too stretched with all the proposal, the properties and all. I don't want a situation where we start fighting because food isn't ready or the house isn't clean. Mark said nothing. Someone that can help around. Cook, clean, that's just all. Mark looked thoughtful. Do you have anyone in mind? Yeah, there's this agency I found. One of my colleagues used them. A maid has been with them for over 10 years. Very professional. Okay, if that will make you happy, let's try it. A week later, they were introduced to Nana. She came recommended. Quiet, well-behaved and smart. Tope made sure she did all the tests. Hepatitis B, HIV, blood group, everything. The medical test result came back clean. By the second day, Nana had already cleaned the entire house and prepared breakfast before 6:30 a.m. She smiled often, didn't talk too much. She dressed decently. Mark and Tope both liked her. They didn't know, they didn't see. Every morning before the couple woke up, Nana would go to the kitchen and cook. But before she served the food, she would whisper into it. Her voice was low. The words were dark. I decree that they will grow weak. I command them to stop praying. Let them turn against each other. Let them forget who the real enemy is. I release this spell into your food today that you guys will begin to turn against each other, Mark and Tope. Then she would stir it and serve the food like nothing had happened. Mark would eat. Tope would eat. They would smile and thank her for the sumptuous meal. But inside, something was changing. One afternoon, Tope and Nana were in the kitchen preparing lunch. The TV was playing a telenovela in the background. In the show, a woman was crying after discovering her husband had cheated. Nana glanced at the screen and said, God, this is just like my cousin's story, madam. Oh, really? What happened? Tope wiped her hands on a napkin. The man used to be so faithful, always at home, quiet, but work became serious, ma. He started staying out late, business meeting trips, even forgot her birthday and the anniversary. God, what a man. Then one day, boom, baby mama's story. Tope's hand paused over the pot. Nana continued, shaking her head slowly. The woman trusted him completely. Tope said nothing. After a moment, she said, that's sad. Oh, I'm so sorry about your cousin. I'm so sorry. Then she changed the topic, but something had already entered her heart. Later that night, Tope was walking to the room when she heard Mark laughing on the phone. He was in the middle of a conversation, but as she stepped in, he quickly said, all right, I'll talk to you later, and ended the call. Tope didn't say anything, but she noticed, and she remembered what Nana said. A few days later, Tope saw Mark typing again on his phone. He smiled, nodded, then quickly dropped the phone when she walked into the room. She started to wonder, who is he always talking to? Why is he always ending calls when I enter? God, I hope this man is not cheating on me, just like Nana said. But Mark had his own thoughts too. One Saturday, he sat on the couch, flipping through a real estate magazine. On the second page was Tope's face, standing beside 3 men at an award dinner, all of them smiling and shaking hands. He stared at the photo for a while. The dress she wore that night hugged her body. Her makeup was bold. Her smile was wide. He flipped the page and dropped the magazine. Then he walked to the window and looked outside for a long time. They didn't talk about it, but things were shifting. One was watching quietly, the other was wondering silently, and both of them were becoming strangers while sleeping on the same bed. And in the spirit, the spell was working. Tope and Mark began to also have strange dreams. One night, Tope woke up sweating. In her dreams, Mark had been chasing her with a knife. His eyes were red and his skin was pale, like a vampire. He didn't say a word, just kept walking toward her. She sat up in bed and looked at him, sleeping quietly beside her. She didn't say anything. 2 nights later, it was Mark's turn. He dreamed that Tope was trying to strangle him. She held his throat tightly, her face blank. He couldn't breathe. He tried to call her name, but no sound came out. He woke up with a sharp cough. Tope was sleeping beside him, curled up on her side. He turned and faced the wall. Neither of them shared their dreams. They just kept their distance, more in their minds than their bodies. The way they looked at each other changed. One weekend, Tope got home early from a meeting and decided to cook. It had been a while since she made anything herself. Nana had been doing all the cooking, and something in her heart told her it was time to do something special. She wanted to surprise Mark. She brought out goat meat, chopped pepper, and all the spices. She made fresh, delicious pepper soup and white rice, one of Mark's favorite meals. She even set the table herself. No help, no shortcuts. When Mark got home, he looked tired. He dropped his bag by the door. I've made something. Welcome, darling. Please sit. Sit. He sat down, took 2 spoons of the soup, and paused. What's wrong? She asked. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Tope frowned. You're not feeling what? I don't feel like eating this pepper soup and rice. But I made it specially for you. Babe, I appreciate it. Please, let's not argue. I really do. But I'm just craving the other egusi soup. Nana, yes. That egusi soup you made the other day. Is it still there in the fridge? Please, just put it in the microwave. I want to eat that. Tope stared at him. So you would rather eat Nana's food than mine? Mark shifted in his seat. I didn't say that. But you just did. I said I'm not hungry for pepper soup and rice. What's the issue, woman? What is it? Tope stood up. You're wasting food. I left the office early to cook. I carried pot, pepper, everything, just to surprise you. And all you can say is, I don't want to eat pepper soup. I want Nana egusi. This is, oh my God. Can't you just be sensitive for once? Mark sighed. Babe, I already said thank you. But I can't force myself to eat something I don't want. It is like gravel in my mouth. Really? You're so ungrateful. And you are overreacting, Tope. What is it? That night, they slept with their backs to each other. They didn't talk. They didn't pray. Tope placed a pillow in the middle of the bed like a barrier. Mark didn't remove it. They each held one side of the bed like strangers in a hotel room. Weeks passed. The silence between them became heavier. Then one night, just before 3 a.m., Tope woke up. Her stomach was tight with pain. She tapped Mark gently. He didn't move. She tapped again harder. Mark, wake up. He opened his eyes slowly. What is it? Oh, turn on the light. Oh my God, you're bleeding. Tope's legs were shaking. Her eyes were wide. Without a word, Mark grabbed the car keys and took her to the hospital. The hospital was quiet. A doctor came out an hour later and said, I'm so sorry, sir. She lost the baby. Mark looked confused. What baby? The doctor frowned. Didn't your wife tell you? She was 6 weeks pregnant. Mark waited for Tope to wake up the next day. Then he turned to her. You were pregnant, Tope. You were? And you didn't think to tell me? See, I was going to. When? When I was ready? Mark's voice was rising. Ready? Oh, when you're ready. Why did you hide it from me? Why won't I hide it from you? Because you're never home. You're always running after money. Mark stepped back. What I am doing is for us. Everything I'm building is for this family. And what about me? She said. Do you ever ask how I'm feeling? They both raised their voices. See, Tope, I never complain when you go out for dinner. I never complain whenever you are out there chasing one project or the other. So why are you angry about what I'm doing? What exactly is wrong with you? Oh, really? So now, see, that is why I never wanted to tell you, because this was the same reaction I was going to get. You will never be happy. You will always look for something to complain about. Just like the other night when I made pepper soup. Really? Is this about the pepper soup now? Yes, this is about the pepper soup. I made pepper soup for you, and yet you told me my food tasted like gravel in your mouth, and you wanted Nana's food. See, I am not against Nana. We both agreed to bring her to the house, but at least have some shame and appreciate me. The nurse came in and asked them to calm down. Mark walked out of the room and stood in the hallway. He didn't want to shout anymore. 3 days later, Tope came home. She moved into the guest room. Mark stayed in the main bedroom. They barely looked at each other. On Sundays, Tope sometimes went to church alone. Other times, Mark went by himself, but never together. One morning, their pastor noticed. He greeted Mark after service, then watched as Tope walked out quickly on her own. He called Mark during the week. Brother Mark, I want to see both of you. No excuses. Yes, you have to run around for money, but this is very important. Please, if you respect me as your pastor and as your mentor, I want to see you in my office. Mark didn't argue. Tope got the same call and agreed to come. Sir, it's because it is you, I know. Sir, it's because you're the one calling. If not, I won't have come. Inside the pastor's office, they sat on separate chairs. He looked at both of them and said, okay, talk to me. What is going on? Tope was the first to speak. Sir, Mark doesn't care about me anymore. Calm down, relax, don't cry. Just take a deep breath and speak. Mark frowned. Sir,